Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. We actually lost. I didn't think it was possible. I honestly thought, despite the bad form, despite the problems, despite the injuries and all of that, the players coming back and every excuse down under the sun that I've heard up until now, right? Some of them valid, some of them useless. I actually thought, nah, there's no way. There's no way. We won't lose to a bottom of the league managerless Southampton at home with our new signings and with all our players available. Bar Kante. No way. There's no way. Especially on the back of a he coached to win. Hey, everyone. Hey, today, no, you know what? He coached to win. He coached to win today. Coached to win. He coached to win. He coached to win against Dortmund, so, you know, it came to today, this 1-0 loss, just like that 1-0 loss. Today we lost 1-0. No, he coached to win. Get out. Get out of it. Honestly, when those sort of excuses come in, I laugh. It's hilarious. But today is actually not funny. Today is actually not funny because, like I've said, there are caliber of games like the Champions League game where you think, you know what, we lost. It's not the end of the world. You know, it can happen. Dortmund are not useless. I think we're better than them, but they're not useless. It's a result that it's not a crazy result. It's not something you look at and go, how? Today is something you look at and you think, how? Like I told you guys, I honestly thought, despite all of the circumstances, I was like, there's no way we bottle it today at home against Southampton. There's no way. And then what do we get? We get the worst performance of the season. That's what we get. The worst performance of the season. And I'm going to come at... Look, a lot of you guys knew my stance from day one, right? I had my doubts over Graham Potter. I had my doubts, and I said, I hope this job's not too big for him. And then it got to a little bit down the line, and I started to think, mate, this job's a little bit too big for you, sunshine. Very sorry, right? Not to say that I'll walk in and do a better job. No, I ain't got coaching badges. Fair enough. But you can just see if someone is up for it, if they can do it, and when someone can't. And Graham Potter can't. At Brighton, yes, that's his level. At Chelsea, no. And today was everything accumulating into one place to prove why. Everything. This is the end. Ladies and gentlemen, please, do you see it now? Do you see it now? And you know what? Even me, and I've said this countless times, I've said, and even on All You Can Eat Chelsea on Friday morning, I said it's difficult to even pull the trigger on Graham Potter right now, even if you think that he's not the man, because who else is there available? But after seeing this, after seeing today, Chelsea-Southampton, that performance, it can't be worse. We could get the local binman in charge and it could not be worse because these players have a certain caliber and they have a certain level. It's inexcusable what we saw today. Absolutely inexcusable. A draw would have been inexcusable. Despite the first 10, 15 minutes of the second half where it looked like, Sterling's come on and looks like we're causing a little bit of noise. Faded quicker than the cheap fireworks you get on bonfire night. Honestly, really bad. It's over. It's over. If you can't see that, or if you're actually willing to ride through with this, then I'm sorry, you have the patience of an old school Buddhist monk. I mean, you should be in Tibet. You don't belong here in England or so. You should be in Tibet, right? You should be amongst all the monks, doing what they do, taking their vows of silence, and they don't speak or do anything for 45 years. Like, you should be there. If you've got that much patience, then credit to you. Honestly, credit to you. That's not even a shot or dig. I'm honestly impressed. If you actually think that it's going to get better with Potter at the helm, with this squad and these players, and I'm sorry, we had the excuse that all the players are injured, right? We need to get signings. Yep, okay. What do we get? We give him the best January transfer window any club has ever seen in the history of football. 600 million spent by Jan is unheard of. And it's not even just spending throw money out the window. We got top quality in. When you look at the players that you actually got, you're getting Felix, you're getting Enzo, you're getting these sort of players. There's a quality there. An instant upgrade on what we had and what we were using. Some people are going to be like, oh, but it takes time for those lot to gel. It doesn't take time for them to play better than how they did today. It doesn't. You could get the local team in your area to come in and put in a better performance than what we saw today. I hope you guys don't misunderstand me. There's a certain minimum. You know, this is why I keep saying this is Chelsea. We're not. These are good footballers. Some of them. but let's be honest, even the worst, even the ones we criticise, right? Even Kai Havertz and Mason Mount and all these, they're not bottom of the barrel kind of footballers you find, you know, playing in the non-league. This is how they're playing. These guys I just mentioned are Champions League winners. Let's have it right. Just the ones I mentioned, Champions League winners. Unbelievable. So I'm honestly looking at, there's a bare minimum. Like today against Southampton, there's a minimum. This is why I predicted 1-0 for Chelsea to win. Because I'm like, nah, surely there's a minimum here. And on the back of that so-called we coached to win performance against Dortmund, I'm thinking a 1-0 narrow, tough, not great, not fantastic performance, but 3 points is the bare minimum of what I expect against the bottom of the league managerless Southampton coming to the bridge. And then what do we get? We get this. Everyone played like they were hungover, except for Fofana and later on Raheem Sterling, who I'll give credit to, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. We're actually going to get into some of the nitty gritty of today because there's some points that I have to make. First and foremost, the players getting rested. What in the blue hell was that about? I got a problem with that already about who in the hell leaks that information 18 hours before kickoff. There's someone within the club that's getting that information out, by the way. Who? That needs to be dealt with. For us to get accurate information about Reece James is rested. Ziyech, Kukurea are rested. Aubameyang's not in the squad. Loftus-Cheek is rested. I'm missing someone. I feel like I'm missing someone. But you get all of those players that aren't going to be in the squad. We already get news of 18 hours before kickoff. How does that work? But anyway, how in the blue hell does that decision in itself make sense? We had today, after the Dortmund game, we've got until next week. We got until next weekend. 7 days. We're playing Saturday 3 p.m. I think our next game is on the Sunday. If I'm not mistaken, I need to check. It could be Saturday, it could be Sunday. But regardless, 7, if not 8 days into our next game. And we're resting players against bottom of the league Southampton. What? Here's where we go a little fast forward. Azpilicueta, I hope he's okay. Honestly, he got sent straight to hospital. He did react after that. He got kicked in the head. Proper JT old school moment. If you remember when JT got kicked in the head against Arsenal in that League Cup final, you'd remember. Similar thing today with Azpilicueta. Gets kicked, gets knocked out, literally. Does recover. And when they were stretching him off the pitch, he was clapping to the fans. So he did react. He is awake, and thank God for that. But Azpi comes off. It would be nice to have Reece James, who isn't actually injured, he's being rested, to just come on for 15 minutes. You'd think he could do that. Instead, we got to put Chalobah on. Why? Because we made a decision to rest. On the back of, what? A game that he played and didn't come out injured? We got another week until recovery? The options that we went to the bench today and some of the substitutions. I mean, we started off the team with Kepa in goal, Azpilicueta, Ben Chilwell, Koulibaly and Badiashile. Right? Thiago Silva, again, rested against Southampton. Now, we could make the case that whoever comes in place should still be able to do a job against Southampton. And for this, I agree. Regardless of literally who you're picking, you could play the academy team. And to be honest, I expect a result against the bottom of the league managerless Southampton at home. So what I'm saying, but you're willingly just taking off the best parts of this team. Whilst we need the points, we're not sitting top of the league. And even if we're top of the league, you best believe they're all playing. But we need points. We're sitting in 10th, ladies and gentlemen. There are still points to go and get. We're knocked out of all the competitions except for the Champions League. We're talking about resting. God forbid if we're playing in 3 or 4 competitions. Flipping hell, we're not going to see any of them. If we're resting for Dortmund, that's taking place in nearly 2 weeks, then we've lost our minds. Or Graham Potter's lost his head. If we're actually looking that far forward, to think and put all our eggs in that basket when we actively need points, and those are the only competitions we're in, and we're trying to babysit these footballers like they're not elite Premier League ballers that should be able to handle this sort of schedule because we've got PTSD about injury. It's ridiculous. As I've said, what happens if we're playing in 4 competitions? Oh, then we're going to be playing one player every month. Or what? Come on. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But we start off with that back line. Kovacic and Enzo in the middle. Madueke, Mason Mount, João Felix, and Fofana up top. Nice to see Fofana in the team. And what happens? You actually see in that dreadful first half, by the way. That first half was an international war crime. Can I just say that? I went on Twitter and I did say that. It's the equivalent of an international war crime. That first half was inexplicable, was despicable, was illegal. Absolutely ridiculous performance. I mean, we got outplayed. It wasn't even a case of we had the possession and nothing happened. We got outplayed by, once again, bottom of the league, managerless Southampton at home for that first half. And then it ends with a stupid foul on the edge of the box by Azpilicueta, who, as I've said, did come off, and I wish him well. But in the game, he gives a ridiculous challenge on the edge of the box. You know that Southampton have ward-prowse. The man is the modern-day David Beckham. He is going to score the free kick. He is the most accurate free kick taker I've seen since Jorginho. Not Jorginho, so Jorginho actually. I meant Juninho. If you remember Juninho, used to play for Lyon, absolute baller when it comes to free kicks. But talking about Jorginho, I've got him in my mind because of what he done for Arsenal today. We didn't see that for how many years when he was in a Chelsea shirt? Anyway, unbelievable. It's mad what happens when players leave Chelsea, they just blow up. Anyway, fantastic strike from Jorginho to put Arsenal up in stoppage time and get them the win. Nice to know that he's in a team that's actually winning. Well, anyway, Juninho, beautiful at free kicks. You just knew, those sort of players, Juninho, Beckham, you just knew if you conceded a foul on the edge of the box, chances are you've conceded. It's like you've literally just taken the ball and you've just tapped it straight into your own net. You just knew when Ward-Prowse was stepping up to take that free kick, it was going to be 1-0. I knew it. And what happens? Lo and behold, 1-0. And then afterwards, we expect a reaction. We expect something. So what does he do? What does Graham Potter decide to do? He decides at half-time to bring on 2 subs. Fair enough. Who are the subs? Koulibaly picked up a yellow card after 4 minutes, so it was the correct decision to take him off, because who knows, if he gets a red, then we're screwed. Anyway, we even with 11, we were screwed, so didn't really make much of a difference, but that's in hindsight. In the moment, absolutely agree with that decision. But he takes off to bring on Sterling, who, fair enough, Sterling actually came on and done well, I would say, had a lot of impact. But he takes off Fofana, who was our best player in that half, despite the shambolic performance from everybody. As I said, everyone looked hungover. But Fofana was the one bit of energy that we had. The one player that was actively moving, that was trying to be bold, that was trying to be direct, that was actually getting past players, that was getting shots off. You know, his first game for Chelsea Football Club as a starter, and he's making that much impact. You'd think it's something to move with. If anything, Mason Mount, who somehow managed to stay on past 45 minutes, actually managed to stay on past 45 minutes. This guy is making me crazy. Graham Potter is making me insane. I can't blame Mason Mount for this. I blame Potter now. How in the blue hell are you looking to bring Sterling on? Mason Mount's playing left wing. You take off our best player in Fofana to bring on Sterling and leave Mount on left wing. It's insanity. It's insanity. I was looking at Mount. Not once did he do something right that whole half. Not once. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's true. Every time he got the ball, he passes, it gets taken over. He's with the ball, he gets dispossessed. He takes someone on, he loses the ball. Every moment in that half, he done something wrong. You bring on Sterling, no problem. Put him on the wing where Mason is and leave Fofana on. That's something to build on. Because look at the impact Sterling had when he came on. Imagine that with Fofana. Maybe we might have done something. Instead, what he does is then later on, afterwards, he actually decides to take off Mason Mount and bring on Kai Havertz. Well done. Well done. And then he brings on Mudryk to then stick on the left-hand side while Sterling goes to the right-hand side and Madueke comes off. So what he could have done he ends up doing after wasting substitutions. Beautiful, beautiful management. Fantastic. Honestly, absolutely fantastic. Later on, we have Chalobah come on for Azpilicueta, which was kind of expected. And then we take off Ben Chilwell to bring on the man that's going to change it all, Conor Gallagher. This was an act of desperation because I would have rather had Ben Chilwell stay on the pitch. Even if it means, because I can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to go to a back three and then get more men forward. You know what I would have done at that point? You're losing 1-0. Just, mate, you're Chilwell, other fullback, Chalobah, just go forward. Leave the two central defenders, just go forward. You guys go forward. Send even more men forward. Doesn't mean we need to have a back three. Just screw it. Have a back two. Mate, you've put yourself in this situation. We're losing 1-0 against Southampton. We're in dire need of a goal. Throw the kitchen sink, throw the entire flat at Southampton and just hope for a result at that point because there's not much to really hope on. It is what it is. Anyway, the whole thing was absolutely shambolic. The type of football it wasn't even a type of football. There was no type of football. And anyone that wants to actually point something good about today comes down to any individual so-called brilliance. There wasn't any brilliance today, but it was completely individual. Sterling coming on and having the impact, completely up to him. That was just him within himself, his own instinct. Same goes for a couple of the other lads, but everyone else looked dire. Tactically, Southampton had us on the plate. Southampton absolutely knew what they were doing. Hence why they completely nullified the central midfield. Felix hardly saw the ball. Why do you think that is? Because Southampton kept diverting us to the wings. Just as they knew that we were weak there. Why? Because Reece James isn't there. I mean, it's honestly... man, this team, this club, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't understand. But all I know is one thing. It's over. There is no excuse. I said it yesterday. There's no excuse for a result like this. No excuse. None. I couldn't care less if he coached a 6-0 win. Let alone today our XG was what? I don't even want to know. But anyway, he didn't coach a win today. He well and truly coached a despicable loss. And just like we have been losing, it's once again another one. What is it now? 2 in 15. Is it? I've lost count. I don't know how much it is. That's how much it is now. I forgot what it feels like to win a football match. That's how peak it's gotten now. And you know what? As I've said earlier on, I wouldn't normally be in this situation thinking, let's get an interim. Because we're in this situation now already, you know? But after seeing this today, that performance, I'm done. He needs to go tonight. And I don't care if Bob the Builder comes in as an interim. It can't get worse. It cannot get worse than this. Bring in Bob the Builder then. You know, that's a joke, obviously. But you know what? If there's someone to go and get in, I don't know. Is Gus Hiddink available? Is he sitting in his front room waiting for the phone to ring to come in and do a job for a couple of months? Can Gus Hiddink come in and just steer the ship once more? Third time lucky. Talking about third time lucky, we might actually need to get onto the blower to the geezer in Roma. Who knows? Maybe he might bring some order to this Chelsea team because right now it looks like we are completely orderless. We are operating in complete chaos and in a bad way because normally Chelsea operate in a good way when it comes to chaos. We are completely deteriorating fast into freefall. Maybe we turn to the guy that's actually brought us complete success. And even if we know that it's going to be short term, maybe he puts us back onto a certain level. That way we can start thinking elite again and actually pay the time and attention to actually think of who we're going to bring in that's going to be elite for this football club. If it's not going to be Jose in the long run. But someone needs to come in and actually get this team in order because the players at our disposal now is more than enough. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but I know one thing. Tonight proved to me everything. And I hope it's clear to you guys now as to why I've been saying what I've been saying. It's over. His job is too big for him. I asked the question back in September. I hope the job isn't too big for him. Will it be too big for him? Younes, today on the 18th of February, 2023, you got your answer. It is. And to be honest, I've known it for a little while. But today was confirmation. You know, confirmation, signed, sealed and delivered. This job is too big for Graham Potter. It's time to go. I am done. It's over. It's over. You can't get worse than this. It's over. We've hit rock bottom. It's finished. Get someone in to carry us until the end of the season. If we can't get someone in elite now, I've got my reservations about Flick. I've even got my reservations about Zidane. But, look, someone with some authority needs to come in, and someone who knows what they're doing needs to come in and get this team playing as they should be. Really, really should. No more of this. Let me know what you think down below. Much appreciated. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care and peace. Potter out.